Hi and welcome to another YouTube video. In today's video I want to show you a cute little Dutch colonial family home in Brenton Bay that I've built, and I think it turned out pretty cute. And I'm going to show you the inspiration picture for this build so that you know what I was going for. And oftentimes I build without an inspiration picture, or sometimes I find a house online that I really like and then I try to recreate it as good as possible. But with this one it was really like only inspiration, and after a little while I strayed away kind of far from the original inspiration, but it really helped me in the beginning. And yeah, I added an entire like wing of the house on the right side that is kind of facing to the front, and yeah, just gives more living space to the entire house. And I think that was kind of a cute idea and it worked out kind of nice. And yeah, as you can see, I struggled a lot with the roof. And yeah, this kind of rounded roof type is pretty common in these Dutch colonial builds, so I tried to get it as close to that as possible. But before I talk too much about the build, I want to introduce you to the family that is going to live there. And this family is actually a family that I'm playing with my like gameplay when I feel like doing gameplay. And so this family means a lot to me, and so I wanted to base this house off of their needs and also off of their budget. Like, this house is only 52k simoleons worth, so I had a budget. I couldn't decorate to my heart's content, which was kind of sad, but I did my best to make it look as good as possible within that budget. And it was actually pretty different to build for this family. Instead of being like, I feel like building now, and now I'm going to take an empty lot and just build whatever I want, but to rather think like, how would they decorate, and what can they afford, and how many bedrooms do they need. And yeah, it was a very fun process. Yeah, and now I want to introduce this family to you a little bit. And first of all, I maybe should explain that at the moment I'm playing on the SimLizzy save, and it's so gorgeous and it's so fun to play there with all of these sims and stuff and things to discover that I didn't build or create myself. So that's a lot of fun. And yeah, I just had like this feeling like I want to play in a save file that someone else made right now, and so I did. And I played in her save before, and there I just played a regular Rex to Riches with my sim self, and I did it in Oasis Springs. And I had a neighbor who was called Darby, and he was so cute. Like, he and my sim self were like best friends, and he was living alone at home with his daughter, being a single parent. And yeah, I just liked that sim very much. And I had this whole storyline of his wife like dying and him being super sad, because he was super sad all the time when I was playing. And him still trying to be the best dad for his daughter and all of that. So I really like that sim. And when I felt like, yeah, I want to play with a new family in this save, I was like, okay, I'm going to start a legacy with Darby, and I'm trying to make his life happier, and as happy as it can be, which proved more difficult than I thought, because usually when I do gameplay, it's like all happy, all perfect, like there are high school sweethearts that stay together until they die and all of that stuff. But with this gameplay, there was so much drama. Like, usually there's never drama happening in my gameplay, but with this family, it just came to them naturally. And so I think I'm just going to tell you like what happened in the gameplay so far, and I hope it's okay if I do that rather than talking about the build so much. But I think you can see what I did with the build, and it's kind of self-explanatory. Okay, so I started playing with him and his daughter, and he still was pretty sad all the time, like he was in my first playthrough, and I felt like his daughter like coped kind of better with the death of her mother, and she was just like enjoying her teenage life and making friends and having like first love in high school and all of that stuff. And he tried the best to help her with homework and cook a good meal when she comes home, and also getting better in his music career to kind of be able to support her. And then on, I think like day 2 or day 3 of playing with them, he went out to get the mail, and there was a woman walking by. And I first thought it was his daughter, because his daughter has this beautiful red hair, and there was this woman walking by also with beautiful red hair and the same hairstyle as his daughter. And but it wasn't his daughter, it was a woman called Amy, and she I thought maybe she looks a lot like his wife must have looked, because him and his daughter don't look that similar. And she had a lot more similarities with his daughter, and so I thought like, oh no, maybe she will remind him of his deceased wife and stuff. And then I got a pop-up from Wonderful Whims. That's a mod that has an attraction system, which is pretty cool. And usually you get pop-ups if your Sims sees someone who they find incredibly attractive. But this time I got a pop-up that there is a Sim around him who finds him, like Ronald, extremely attractive. And it was actually Amy, who really liked Ronald and had basically a crush on him when she first saw him. And so the two started talking, and I think she actually made the first move, I don't know. And I thought maybe it's kind of weird that she looks so much like his wife did, but also his daughter and her got along very well. So he made the step and got in a relationship with her and was a lot happier than before. And he felt like he kind of got a second chance at happiness. And him and Amy also had 3 children together who are super cute. And time progressed, and his daughter from the first wife moved out, and he married again. And I thought it would be a pretty like standard gameplay of mine, and I would basically achieve my goal of giving him a happier life. But then I was playing and Amy was outside, and then I got a call, and I took that call and was on that call for a while. And when I came back to my game, I noticed that Amy had it was winter time, and Amy had not changed her clothes to more warm clothes, so she basically freezed to death while I was gone, and everyone was super sad. And I was like, oh god, like, do I close the game and reload now? But I thought like maybe my playthroughs need a little bit more drama. And so I went with it, and I felt so sorry for Ronald, because now he lost 2 wives without having done anything wrong and just wanting love and to be happy. So I felt super, super sad for him. And also him and Amy had 3 children that he had to take care of himself now. And I actually built them a new house pretty like shortly before that, so he actually had like no money, and he was in a very tough position. But him and Amy, when she was alive, actually both had the same best friend. Her name was Maruna, and she was a mermaid from Sulani, and they met her when they had a date there, at like Solani at the bar, and she was the bartender, and the three of them got along instantly and liked each other so much. And Maruna was just this very open and friendly and happy person. And when she heard what happened with Amy and in what of a bad that Ronald is in such a bad situation right now, she decided to move in with them to support Ronald financially, because she was actually a pretty successful social media influencer, I think is the career called. And so she supported the family financially and emotionally, like she was there for Ronald, and she also took care of the kids, and the kids just adored her. Like they built up friendship so fast, and that was like the cutest thing to see, like how they accepted that she moved in and were also so thankful for her help and stuff. And yeah, so they lived together like as friends for a long while, but then I was like, okay, these two have been best friends for so long now and they live together. And I know that Ronald Darby had been like extremely hurt and disappointed in love like 2 times now, and so I knew that I had to take it slow. But I kind of felt like I wanted these two to get together, and I thought the cutest way to do that would be for the children to actually push these two together in a way, to be their wingman basically. And there is this action in The Sims where you can basically like talk to the sim how great and cute this other sim is. And so I had their teenage daughter, at the time it was like Amy's and Ronald's teenage daughter, and yeah, I had her kind of get these two together, and it was super cute to see. And then the two went on a few dates and looked how it would work with them romantically, and it worked out pretty great. And so now Ronald is, after a lot of drama, finally happy. And these two haven't married again yet. I don't know if I'll have them marry. I mean, he was married 2 times now, and I think maybe they can just stay together as a couple, because Ronald also is almost an elder now. And she's a little bit younger, but she's also an adult, not a young adult anymore. So the age difference isn't too bad. And so they were this little patchwork family that allowed themselves to be happy again. And I really liked it. And then The Sims decided to do another thing that I didn't expect, because I actually didn't want him to have any more children, because he already had 4. Like he had 1 with his first wife, and then first only 1 with Amy, and then the second one were twins, so he had 4 now, and I thought that was like more than enough. And but I had like 5% chance risky woohoo on, and then I of course realized that Maruna was pregnant, and both of them were pretty old at that point. But they both love children, and both want to be like the best parents possible, and are great parents. Like I think he is parenting level 9 and she's parenting level like 5 or something, and they are handling that all very well. So they decided to keep it, and yeah, it's a girl, and she's born now, and I think she's going to be super cute. She's still a baby, but yeah, now with the new baby on the way and 1 toddler, and the twins are like kids now and need a bigger bed, I was just like, okay, this family needs a new house. They have saved up 52,000 simoleons. We're going to move to Brindleton Bay, which is, I think, my favorite neighborhood. And yeah, so this is what I decided to do with them, and this is why I built this beautiful house for them. It kind of feels weird to say it's beautiful because I built it, but I just wanted the best for them. And yeah, so I built this house for them. And I'm so sorry that I talked about this story for so long. It was just like so much happening in that gameplay, and I just wanted to share it with someone. So thank you for listening if you did. And I've rambled so much in this video, but I think I'm going to continue with one little thought that I had while I was building this, because it was actually a pretty weird feeling to build in the SimLizzy safe, because SimLizzy is just such an incredibly talented builder, and to have an empty lot and to build a house from the ground up with her houses filling up the neighborhood and standing next to it, it was just like I was trying so hard to make this house look good, and I was also kind of happy with it for like my standards and what I usually can do. But then I was just looking at the next door neighbors living in a house that SimLizzy had built, and it was just like so beautiful that I was like, oh god, like, is this house good enough? Is this like, what am I doing here? Why am I building at all? I think every builder can relate to that feeling at some point if they look at, I don't know, Kate Emerald's builds or Sadie Sim's builds or stuff. And yeah, so it was kind of hard to build in that neighborhood, but I mean, it also pushed me to put in some extra details, even though I had a limited budget, so maybe that's a good thing. But also I think that made me notice that it's actually a pretty good thing that the base game and EA builds aren't that pretty. I mean, it's a weird time to notice that now that EA has started to let actual Sims players and Sims creators create the builds for the packs. Is a weird time to notice that maybe it's not that bad if the houses in the Sims don't look that good, to give builders, and especially newer builders or not as skilled builders, the incentive to build and to make it easy to create something that looked better than it did before, and that looks better than the other houses in the world, because that's just a nice feeling. And I think it was the same way before with Minecraft, with the villages. They didn't look good at all, and they were an easy incentive to be like, okay, no, I don't pick a house from there, it looks ugly, I'm going to go and build my own house. But I noticed that now, with the villages looking a lot more beautiful, it's way easier to say, okay, I've got my stuff, I just need some chests and a bed, and I'll just go into one of the houses in the village and make that my home and not building myself. And yeah, that was just a quick little thought that I had, how like it's maybe not bad that EA houses don't look that good, to give people motivation to start building and make it easy to create something that looks better. And that's it. That's the build finished. That is all of the thoughts and stories told that I had to tell. And I want to thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and liked this video. And if you would consider subscribing, you would make me super duper happy. I hope we'll see each other again.